you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night? Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic? Have you or your family ever seen a spook, specter, or ghost? If the answer is yes, then welcome to the Nomads of Fantasy, a weekly-ish movie and video game podcast where we make a new universe our home every couple weeks. With me this week, I have Brandon.
Like spores, molds, and fungus.
What a great hobby set you have there. I also have Eric.
It's a big Twinkie.
It's a big Twinkie. Without context, those are really weird quotes from you guys from the movie Ghostbusters.
I've had this theme song stuck in my head all day.
It just goes and it goes and goes. It's so good. It sticks with you. I didn't mention it before, but this is episode 139. We are in fall of 2024. We just got out of our Vampire Tokyo hotel and we needed to cleanse our palate with a classic movie. So we decided to go with the 1984 film Ghostbusters.
Was it 84? I thought it was 83.
Yep,
Okay.
84.
June of 84. So it was a summer flick because you got to get those views in before Halloween.
They're creeping up on Halloween right now, so it's perfect time of year for this movie.
Yeah. You give kids time to plan their Halloween costumes and everything. Brandon, were you up? Did you ever dress up as a Ghostbuster for Halloween?
No, my kids did.
No?
But no, not me.
I was gonna say, I know your wife made those really awesome Ghostbusters costumes. Was that last year? Was that last year? Or 2 years ago? Okay. That's what I thought.
Might have been 2 years ago, actually. Might have been 2 years ago.
Time flies.
Last year was Star Wars. This year was Hobbits. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. The thing I was gonna say was like we were making fun of Tokyo Vampire Hotel that we watched last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, but like surely Ghostbusters, while everybody likes it, is not highly rated. I went to Rotten Tomatoes. Do you know the Rotten Tomatoes?
Let me
score?
guess. It's gotta be. Everybody loves.
Let me
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Critics has got to be like low 90s. Audience has got to be like high 90s.
I'm going lower. I would say like maybe 80s. 83-ish.
Yeah, like it's a simple comedy with like ghosts and whatever, got its charm, but I thought it's gonna be like a 70 or something like that,
Yeah.
It's like a 95.
Really?
Yeah. Damn
Wow.
straight.
Okay.
You know how many films are out there that are really good movies, but they're lower than Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked.
That's
that
blew me
high.
away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everybody likes it, but
it stood the test of time. I think D-Van was saying in our Discord, like this franchise is, he said 40 years. And when I saw the 4 decades of Ghostbusters at this point,
let's not,
it does not seem like that long. It's kind of crazy how well it's stood up and how long it's been around.
Yeah. Let's not shortchange D-Van because he...
Oh, yeah, get him in.
nomadsfantasy.com/Discord if you want to join us. But Driving D-Van is one of our active Discord members over there. And he is definitely a Ghostbusters fan number one. He's made it well known. So he did leave a comment for us saying, Ghostbusters is a perfect mixture of buddy comedy and being a little bit spooky without actually crossing into horror. After 4 decades, multiple movie sequels, 2 animated series, and countless waves of merchandise, this titan of 80s cinema still holds up well and maintains a very passionate fan base.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the first movie is so charming.
Yeah. And then...
that's what got it in the door. And it's not the same brand of comedy that they're doing now, which is unfortunate, which... A lot of us can complain about legacy sequels and how they're not made for us, but like it's not the same. They're not using the same formula as they were for the first one.
I think it's really weird that like Ghostbusters, like this first movie set such a strong... Oh, Ghostbusters is a video game, sure, yeah.
Let's get out there,
but this first movie set such a strong foundation for this franchise, and like people look so fondly back on it, but you look at the history, it's been very uneven with the entirety of the
All
franchise.
over.
Hell, as old as time in the world of Hollywood, my friend. Like
Yeah.
these sequels, they just take a good idea and then I think a lot of these franchises run off of the wrong thing. It's like Jurassic Park. It's like
Yeah.
it's not the dinosaurs that made Jurassic Park good. They are definitely the icing on the cake, but it's the music, it's the care,
It's just the vibe.
the way it was made.
Yeah.
the
Horror,
vibe,
adventure, comedy, it's science, it's a thriller, it's got romance, it's got everything,
Mhm.
right?
Oh yeah.
So Ghostbusters to me is not about them busting ghosts. It's not the ghosts. I think it's about one. I think it's a very New York. Seeing it with fresh eye, like fresh eyes. I don't know. I see this movie every 4 years probably, but watching it for the podcast and really just kind of looking at it with nomad eyes, I'm like, man. Outside of the excellent pacing and the
Mhm.
characters that they made for this, I like that it's New York City, and that's what I'm noticing. I recently watched the newer ones with my kids like a month ago or 2 months ago, and it's just not where the Ghostbusters are. And I know that's a weird thing, but like I feel the New York City attitude and hey, what are you doing? But just that whole I don't know, it's heavy
What's
in
the
this first movie.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't think it's there in these new ones. And I feel like, man, I know that the last one did go back to the city, but I don't know, it just felt
just
small
the
townish.
it uses the Ghostbusters as like the thing to build the movie around, but like the brand of like slapstick improv kind of comedy that's in the first one, and you get such like a buddy buddy vibe from the three of them, like in the for the first half of the movie when before they even start the Ghostbusters, when they're just like at the library and stuff, and they're like
Yeah.
messing with each other or making inside jokes, or just like even like the little one liners were like, I forget what he said, like, "Hey, everybody, look! Did you hear that?" or something like that. Like just those little, every little one line feels
Hmm.
like it's kind of like purposely built for this movie.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
just it's filled with it.
Evan said it like it is. I feel like it is a buddy comedy first before
Hmm.
anything, and then like the idea of them
Yeah,
becoming the
definitely.
Ghostbusters. I mean, it sets up the story and everything, but like the real heart of the movie is like you said, in the chemistry between the guys and just the fucking shenanigans that they get into throughout the movie. It's just so charming.
Eric, you've seen this one before, right?
Yeah, I have it's interesting
So I gotta ask.
history with the Ghostbusters franchise. Like I was trying to think, and I think before this, I may have only watched I think the original. I don't think I've actually seen Ghostbusters 2. So the I think I've only seen this movie like twice before watching it again. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
and then my last watch was probably like, I don't know, 7 6 7 years ago. So it's been a while since I've seen it. And like it's funny how big the franchise got, because as a kid, like I hadn't seen it, but my first experience with Ghostbusters was the theme song. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
who are you gonna
sure.
call? Ghostbusters. Like that transcended the movie, like so far beyond the movie. Like
Every Halloween,
right.
somebody's playing it. Part of Halloween, so you're always just gonna hit that. And how do you not think of, oh, I don't know, Ghostbusters when you hear
Thriller and the
the
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters
song,
song?
right?
Exactly. So
It's
like
brilliant.
that was my first experience with Ghostbusters, is the song,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it probably wasn't until years later till I actually watched the movie. But it's fantastic. I don't know why I haven't watched it more, because it's such a fun watch. Every second there's
Top to
always,
bottom.
like, whether and like just everything about it, the music, even like the special effects for the time were really good.
Special
Practical
effects are
effects.
very fun.
Yeah.
The egg scene, just cool.
Yeah,
Just like
it's
her just
Just
putting stuff away. I
great.
remember like as a kid being like scared by the refrigerator scene. I always thought like, whoa, like
I mean, it's
that's
literally like a
could you
portal to
imagine
hell inside your kitchen.
you could fall in there? Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. I think the casting is just incredible. It's
Oh yeah,
interesting when you look
it's
at like who could
crazy.
have and who would have. I know Belushi was supposed to be Peter Venkman,
Hmm.
but he
Yeah,
passed away tragically, and so they got Bill Murray, but a lot of people say Bill Murray leads this movie, and they all can bounce off of him because Egon is dry, Winston
100%.
is cool, right? And you got Ray. Ray is just like he's bad with money. He's just like
He's all over the
shiny object
place. Yeah.
syndrome. Kind of gullible. He's childish,
Well,
right? He's
Egon,
definitely like a child.
Harold Ramis didn't
Make
plan
up.
on actually playing the Egon character until like I think they were done with the script, and he found that he was the best person to play the character. So he's like, "All right, I'll do it."
I could
Just
not
kind of
see
funny.
anybody playing these characters, honestly.
Yeah,
Else.
they
And
actually
even,
Anybody
like,
else? No.
Rick Moranis' character is supposed to be John Belushi. John Candy. He dropped out,
okay.
so
Oh.
they
Michael
threw in Rick
Keaton
Moranis.
turned
And he was
down.
great in it.
Michael Keaton turned down both Peter Venkman and Egon Spengler, so you
Oh,
could have
wow.
had him in one of those roles, which is
It would have been weird.
No,
Very
yeah.
yeah.
And
no,
I
Doesn't
can't
fit.
imagine Belushi as Venkman either. I don't think it would have been closer to like
Right.
a I don't know like a Blues Brothers vibe to it, like because I
right?
see
Because he
those
does
two
have like
together and I
Aykroyd,
see that
right?
I think that
So yeah, it is so interesting thinking about what could have been because I think the cast that they happen to put together is what makes the movie what it is. Like you said, I couldn't see anybody else in these roles. Playing these characters and you can tell that like throughout the filming of this, they were just having fun and fucking with each other. So it's a
even
great
like
vibe.
Sigourney Weaver. I said that she was mostly known for her serious roles before this movie, and she had
Yeah.
I guess when she was in acting school at was it Yale or something like that, she used to do a lot of comedies there, and she used this movie as like just to show that side of her acting prowess, which is
Yeah, I guess she was
cool.
barking like a dog and getting on all fours during her audition.
Yeah.
So
He's going for
really
it. Hey.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You know what's weird? Can I just say something? Because I'm getting older, man, and it's weird seeing these people. Because when I was young, I was like not attracted to Sigourney Weaver ever. Just like I didn't find her attractive. But now that I'm older, and she's like in her 30s in this, and I'm in my 40s here, and I'm just like, she's
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
She-
Like
yeah,
the
she's
hair's
a
kind of
looker.
poofy, like it's got that 80s
That's the
kind
style.
of look,
It's
whatever.
the era. Yeah.
But like, good looking woman. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I get it, Peter. I'm with you. So I'm watching this movie with my two kids. They're young, and the 10-year-old's like watching. He's just like, he just is like, he can't. All right, so he doesn't get flirting and being a hornball. He doesn't get that concept yet.
Yeah.
So he sees Peter Venkman, and he's like, you know how he's doing that opening scene with the two kids in the
Yeah.
opening scene, and he's like doing the
Yes.
card, and that's a funny scene, right? But he's flirting with that girl, and I go, "You get what's going on, right?" He's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "That's his wife," and I'm like, "That's not his wife. That's just a student that he's flirting with.
Yep. Yep.
He finds her attractive, so he's giving the other guy a hard time, but he's letting her slide because he wants to date her." Oh, okay. For the rest of the movie, he's like blown away that Peter Venkman is flirting with all these women up until he meets Sigourney Weaver. He's like, "What about the other woman? What about the other girl?" And I'm
That's
like,
so
"Buddy, I
funny.
know. I get
Just
it.
'cause
But
he-
like
yeah.
that's his character.
Venkman,
I know
yeah,
that's
he's a
the
horn
joke,
dog.
buddy. He flirts with all the women. He's a scientist, but he's wants to
It's
flirt.
a game show, like the game show host line when he's in her apartment for the first time, and some of the lines that he uses in there just freaking crack me up. Like, that's the bedroom, but nothing ever happens in there, and he goes, "What a
What
shame!"
a shame.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, he goes
Like,
in there and
just
then
that
he checks
one
that room
line.
first. I know.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
It
every
is.
little line.
And as
that
a kid,
comes
it
out
goes
of
over
their
your
mouth.
head.
Oh yeah.
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 It goes over your head. That's what's great about this movie. Kids can watch it, and adults can watch it, and like,
What's really funny to me that this was actually one of like the last movies before PG-13 was introduced, because like if PG-13 existed at the time, this would 100% be a PG-13 movie. Like
You can see
this
that,
being a
yeah.
PG movie is just funny because like
got a
there's a
ghost
there's a
beat, eh?
blowjob joke and
Yeah.
yeah.
fucking yeah, they're swearing, they're making dick jokes. I'm like, okay,
I don't
Well,
get
that is
that
true.
scene, by
There's
the
a
way. Can
couple
we just
dick
talk
jokes
about
in
the
that
scene? Why did that happen?
was that a dream also, because they do like the shimmery like a dream sequence thing. So I'm not convinced that was actually happening and Ray wasn't just dreaming.
I'm guessing it's probably a Ray dream
Yeah.
if we're really serious about it. because I don't think ghosts are breaking into the firehouse and
Dave,
going down on
you've
people too.
Also, the ghosts would
You've
probably hate the Ghostbusters. They wouldn't want to give them blowjobs.
that's what I'm saying.
They want to
It
kill
made
them.
no sense. It made no sense. It made no sense. Dave, can you explain to me something about the story though? 'Cause
Absolutely.
anybody that's listening to this, we have watched Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
But when you
We can't-
watch it
we
for
don't
like
need
the
to
90th
retread.
time, what's that?
Oh no, I just said we don't need to retread the whole plot.
Yeah,
We know it.
but I have a question about how things work. So that guy shows up, the redhead guy with the beard. I forget his name right now.
Walter Peck.
He goes after the Ghostbusters.
Pecker, yes.
Pecker, yeah.
It's true. This man has no penis.
Yeah,
Yeah, great line. Great.
man has no
great
dick.
joke.
that was gonna be one of my quotes. This is true. This man has no dick.
Yeah.
So good.
Why oh why does he appear and do this? Like, do we have any reason? Like, he says something,
He's
He's an
Department of
environmental
environmental protections.
Yeah,
and then he just says, "I have the right to go to the police and have a police officer escort me there, and then shut down."
get a
I
warrant.
don't
He works for a
understand that-
government
I
agency.
know it's like a stupid like it's a comedy, but what was the plan there? He didn't think the ghosts were real, right? He thought people are going. He was taking.
He
they
just
were
thought
taking advantage of people
there
with
was like
delusions.
environmental
There's
implications.
something going on, like whether they're
Like
dumping
nuclear waste,
chemicals
yeah.
or exactly.
He didn't believe in ghosts.
No, he thought he was more concerned about that they were like doing some like nuclear reactor shit and that was gonna like leak into the sewage or something. You know, some environmental concerns.
Yeah, I think after it explodes and they're in the mayor's office, he's just adding an all-out like rage to shut them down in
Mhm.
general. I don't know if he actually does or doesn't believe in it. I mean, we do see him in the later movies, and he's still after the
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
I mean the
yes.
ghost trap is using some sort of like, crazy technology that's probably not
Yeah.
kosher.
Nuclear accelerators
New York
on
City.
their back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So I get
one
that.
of those goes off, it could blow up. So no, he's just there to protect us. He's a man of the people, Walter Peck. He's just trying to do his job.
Well, he shouldn't have let all the fucking ghosts out then.
Well, that was probably a little heavy-handed. It's a big Twinkie. So
The big Twinkie.
Okay, so he just had a vendetta against them, and he thought they were just doing more bad than good.
Right, yeah.
And he was using.
He thought they were
okay.
just that they were frauds and that they were
I mean, you
yeah,
gotta
doing
have
It
a
just
some
seemed
sort of
extreme.
weird.
show.
He just came out.
Or
I'm
an
so
antagonist.
mad, and then he comes back with the officer, and then it's like
He's a non-believer.
cut it all out. Like, I don't understand. Even if it's bad and harmful, shutting things down, you should have a team. You should have a crew. You just shut down. Like, I don't
It was
understand.
very willy-nilly.
If
Well-
ghosts are gonna come out or radiation, like, what are you doing?
Well,
It
even
also
the
doesn't help that Venkman was a complete asshole to him when he
that
was
too, yeah.
there the first time, and then
Well, even like
obviously.
it was like the
I mean-
whatever technician guy that Peck brought with him to shut the thing down. He was even
He was
like,
like a gas company.
Yeah, he was like,
That
I
guy
don't
was
think
like-
I want to do this.
Yeah.
probably worked for like NICEAG or something like that, and he's just like, I don't know. Like,
Right.
I mean, all he probably had to do is just have Egon explain it to him what it is, and then
Mhm.
yeah, he'd be fine. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the particle accelerators might be a little. hard to
Another question.
explain.
Another
Sure.
question.
Please.
So now the ghosts are all out. So
Yeah.
all these ghosts that are out now, which they were before the movie started. So they're just coming out. They're just like being released, like
No,
because of Zool, because of Gozer, right?
Yeah,
Is
right.
that why? Because
It's
Gozer
like-
was coming back. So all the because ghosts are not like a common thing. So people are starting to they're like doubting. Then they start becoming more and more popular. Here's the question: they go and they take out Zool
Mhm.
or Gozer rather, but all these ghosts were released into the city. They shown a whole montage of them like terrorizing the city.
Mhm.
Are they just like we got more work to do? Like now we took out Gozer, we stopped the main threat, but we got to go.
I
and-
think the way I understand it anyways is like Gozer and the whole like tower and everything, that was like the epicenter of the psychokinetic energy that was
Conduit
that
of-
was giving
yeah.
all the other ghosts this power. So I'm assuming once they destroyed that, the other ghosts kind of like, I don't know, like either went away or they're just not as like
Well,
prevalent
you can
anymore.
see in Ghostbusters 2. I don't want to be a spoiler, Eric.
I don't-
But
yeah.
to where Ghostbusters 2
Wait, have you not seen
starts-
Ghostbusters 2?
I might have I've probably seen parts of it, but I can't remember a time sitting down and watching the whole movie.
I mean, it's good, man. I mean, it's not the first movie good, but it's good. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's slightly. I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
It's not, yeah, exactly. It's not as good as the first, but it's still good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's better than the new ones.
I mean,
What were you gonna say though about like the second movie though?
No, I was
Like
just
I
gonna
almost.
say that kind of answers the question as to, I think, what happens with the Ghostbusters, because in the beginning of two, they're not rich and powerful and busting ghosts all the time. They're
mm,
doing kids' birthday parties. So either they busted all the ghosts, or after the whole Gozer Zool thing, everything did just kind of calm down
settle back
because all the
down. Yeah,
all
Mm.
the psychokinetic energy settled back into the ether.
that's what I assume. But then you get
That sounds
the
like a legit answer.
and then you get the shot of Slimer at the end, which I guess I mean that's probably just like a gag, for the end of the movie. But like, oh, Slimer's still around. Maybe he's the most powerful of all of the ghosts that they busted.
I mean, you need a ghost mascot. Like, you got to
That's true.
sell toys. You got to sell
That's true.
toys to something. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and Slimer are the
So
two
I have a
huckleberries.
couple, not I wouldn't say gripes with the
All
movie,
right,
but a few things that I'm like that maybe they could have handled
let me straighten you out here.
these better. The introduction of Winston feels very
Mhm.
clunky to me, and
It is.
his role in the movie also feels clunky.
They did cuts to the story though.
Yeah,
That was
I could tell.
that was a thing that yeah you could tell he comes in
Because
way
they
too
couldn't
late.
get
Way too
Eddie
late.
Murphy. That was he was
What was
supposed
it?
to be
Oh,
Eddie
really? Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy? That
But
okay?
then
That would have been
when Eddie
interesting.
Murphy turned it down, they moved Winston from like the beginning of the story to like the middle
Okay.
back half of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but Eddie
like
Murphy turned it down to do Beverly Hills Cop, so like
Did he?
he
it
has his own
works out. Yeah.
franchise though.
Like I like Winston as a
Well,
character,
doesn't
but
matter.
like I just feel like you said, he came in way too late and was like sort of underutilized. And there, like you said, there was like it's a weird gap because he comes in, he doesn't know, he's not a scientist. He's like a blue collar dude. He doesn't know anything about these fucking ghosts and shit. But all of a sudden, he's like integrated into the team and he starts fucking
Is it?
you know
I kind of
using
like where
particle
He's-
accelerators and shit.
because at this point the Ghostbusters are on like TV, they're on
Yeah.
talk shows, they're on all this shit, and you're telling me that they can only get one applicant
Right?
for an open Ghostbusters position? Like, not that there'd be like thousands and
People lining
thousands of
up.
scientist people. Like, why? Yeah, they could have their pick of anybody that they could
Yeah,
possibly want.
Winston was like, it just seemed like another job to him. Yeah, right.
He's like a good like everyman compared to like the
He's
scientists
the normal
and the
one of the
jokey
group.
Yeah,
versions.
exactly.
Because
Well,
everyone else is
exactly.
like Egon's nobody acts like that. He's very like scientific,
yeah,
First
dry,
world and fungi.
and to the point. He's very smart. You got Ray, who's like a man child. You got Peter Venkman, who's like a hornball. So
well, the real
he's
purpose of
kinda
him
goofy, too.
was to basically convince the mayor to like let them handle the ghost situation because he is the one who's like, hey, I'm not, I didn't believe in this shit, but listen, this stuff is
Stuff
real.
I've
Does
seen.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But we just needed some scenes. He needed more scenes. He needed it. Yeah. Honestly, like the story didn't have to write him in later. He could have just been one of the guys
Right.
in the group.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, like there's no reason for it. But
Yeah.
I'm with you. What was your other gripe? that you had? That's a common one that people have.
I wish they spent more time on. I know you said the movie's not about busting ghosts, but the montage where they're like, "Oh, Ghostbusters," captured ghost and fucking whatever, like all the like magazine
Oh,
covers and
yeah, they show up like with
Yeah.
the cop, but we didn't get to see
exactly.
the
I want to
fight
see
for it.
some more of those like actual
like the
busting.
hotel scenes.
Yeah.
Like, you want another hotel.
The hotel one was really the
Like-
big one where they're actually like
Yeah.
starting out and because like I wanted to see them get like better at busting ghosts because they're very clunky in the beginning. They don't know what the fuck they're
pretty
doing.
bad. They do a lot of damage.
Well, you're reminding me of my gripe, Eric, because what you're saying is true. Because like, yeah, you feel like you get the opening scene at the library,
Yep.
and then you get the big one with Slimer, which is great at the hotel.
Yeah, awesome.
Scene. It's
I
great.
want more of that.
And then at the end, we have a boss fight, and it's like after watching it a bunch of times, it's like jokes are good, but
Yeah.
it's like a very short scene.
Yeah.
And I was paying attention specifically to Gozer. Gozer stands there. You walk up to them. You say something to Gozer. Gozer doesn't like it. Tries to kill you. You comes back. Gozer does a backflip.
Yeah.
And then they cross streams and they shoot, and it's over. Like there's
Yep.
nothing. Gozer also brings like a giant
Stay Puff.
thought of your destroyer,
Yeah.
or
That's
whatever.
the
But like Gozer doesn't do
form.
anything,
That's
so
the
you don't
form
get a
that Gozer
big.
takes. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is technically Gozer because
Sure, but
they
it depends
choose
like
the
what's the
form of
form you want
Gozer
me
the
to.
Right.
Gozerian.
Right.
Gozer the
Yeah.
Gozerian. What a dumb name.
Those are the Gazarian.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm Dave the Daveite. Like
And a very dumb outfit. Like I know it's
Yeah.
the '80s, but like
Looked like
you're
David
from
Bowie,
Samaria or
like
whatever.
fucking. It looked like a concert or something. Like,
It's
it was a weird pyramid set kind of thing. I forget what they said, how many watts they needed to like power all the lighting on the set. It was like 50,000 watts of power that they needed to like power that
yeah.
soundstage or
it's
something
just the
ridiculous.
outfit. It made no sense. Just be in robes with your hair pulled back.
I
Like,
think
why do
That's
you
way
have to
less
look like you're
way
from
less ghosty.
1983 or 4?
we did talk about the pacing. It is very good pacing, but I almost wish it was like a little bit longer. You know, to spend a little bit more time with them developing like their ghost busting
Where
skills. But
is
I mean, like obviously you need the big bad at the end for them to fight. But like, I'm more interested in some of like the smaller encounters. You know, those are more interesting to me.
Did you like the Dana character? I mean, there aren't that many scenes, but they're there. You're like a
Eh,
love interest. Could you have done without?
It's
Because she doesn't.
yeah, that's a very cliche 80s thing, you know. Obviously, it fits well with Venkman's character because that's his character. Like, I'm madly in love with you. And then she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then obviously they're gonna fall in love at the end or kiss at the end, whatever, because he saves her, blah, blah, blah. That's
Yeah.
whatever. It's very cliche. It doesn't, I don't think it hurts the movie, but it doesn't do much for me.
Why doesn't this movie have a director's cut? Is there a director's cut? I want like
Oh,
I
all
don't
the
know. There should
deleted,
be.
all the edited scenes, and like just mash everything back in, touch it up with some nice CG. Give it like the George Lucas Star Wars treatment, where they like fucking add in random scenes. Let's not put Jedi rocks in there or anything like that. No musical numbers, but fucking I don't know. Like you said, you could add like a random ghost busting scene on that, and they may have filmed for something else, or who knows. I'm curious if that exists out there.
Yeah.
Googling it now.
Yeah. But when I'm watching this movie, you know, like I know the beats, I know the plot, I know the characters, I know all the things, right? So I'm like, at this point, what do I really pay attention to? And yeah, we talked about the production. Talked about the music,
Music. Oh.
incredible music. You obviously have a huge hit on your hands.
Oh yeah.
So and it has the title of the movie in it, so it's perfect for just marketing and legacy stuff. And all the piano music and ghost music but it has the things that I also noticed that all the other great movies that we love in this science adventure stuff is the sound production.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sound of when like their vehicle, like the
Ecto one.
way
Yeah, it's like a weird siren. It's very unique.
very specific. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've ever heard it in real life.
No.
I don't know if that's like a
It,
real horn, but the way or way, I don't know. It's very specific how that, and I
yeah.
love it.
It almost sounds like a broken siren, you know, which I mean when they got the car it was all broken down and fucked up. So maybe they just left that siren sound in from, you know, how it was when they first got it.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And the
There
sound,
is
sound of their gear and all that stuff is just.
oh yeah.
when they turn
Proton
it on
packs.
in the elevator for the first time.
Mhm.
Oh, it's great.
And they both
Nuclear
do this. They both do
accelerators
the step
and
back to like the other side of it. Or the side
like
of the
that's gonna
elevator.
matter.
Like, that's
Dude, they
good.
know, yeah, they knew
It's
what they
so
were
good.
doing with this movie. Like the all the equipment, their outfits, it's all just like iconic and sets itself up for, you know, a franchise,
outfits are
action
great.
figures, cartoons, all that, yeah, all that stuff. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they look so cool. Like it's like it's obviously make believe.
Hmm.
A bunch of dudes just making a comedy here about busting ghosts, but the production team's like, yeah, let's do this, and they just
we
made
got your
everything
back.
cool looking.
Yeah.
Just those packs. I don't wear it, man.
Yeah.
And apparently they
Ah,
look
so
heavy
when
as
they all
fuck.
like line up.
Apparently
Cool.
those things were heavy as fuck. Apparently.
They look
Oh, were
heavy.
they really?
Yeah. I forget who. Egon was the person that complained the least.
Oh.
Director Ivan Reitman said that He didn't say who complained the most, but he hinted that Bill Murray was. The
I
biggest
would
whiner.
guess Bill Murray.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Definitely.
Yeah, you could.
And then one other thing I was saying is just like I just love the New York City setting. I just think it's a big part of it. But the actual building that it takes place in, or at least goes towards for that final act, Dana's apartment or whatever.
building, yeah.
The Art Deco is
Mhm.
awesome.
Mhm.
It just looks cool. I love it.
The design, yeah,
It's
the
just like
design of everything in this
Great
movie
elevators
is awesome.
and
The
yeah,
dogs
and
they
like when
took.
they show the building at night and it's like spewing out all the ghost shit, and it
Mhm.
has that. It's almost like when Mario goes to a castle in like in the video games.
You got
It's
like
like
the
that.
the circling crowd of red.
Yep.
It's just like this song. It's just like menacing song, but like you want to go in there because it's like it's scary but exciting.
Looks
It's
badass.
if you ever
Yeah.
go to Disney, that's how they have like that stuff. It's just like, oh man, that looks so cool. I can't wait to go in. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror does the same thing. It's just like menacing looking, but like I can't wait to go in there because it's gonna be exciting. And oh, they capture that in whenever they show that building. I thought. So big shout out to the team because you can tell they had like real buildings and then they drew on top of the building. You can tell
Right.
it was kind of fake,
Hey,
even
they
during
do
the
what you can.
daytime shots. But
Mhm.
I didn't notice it bad, but apparently the answer to the question is 1984 Ghostbusters has a rare preview cut that is 9 minutes longer than the theatrical release. Additional scenes, alternate takes, early effects, optional commentary. So I don't know
Cool.
where to find it. I don't know if it's. Oh, preview cut
Yeah,
is
that would
available
be-
on the standard definition Blu-ray set in the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection.
Okay, all right.
We'll have to ask D-Van. in
Oh yeah,
Discord
I'm
if
sure
he's got
D-Van
that-
knows
he's
all
got
about
that
it.
lying around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I wanted to ask you guys because since this is a 4-decade-old franchise, but
Yeah.
there are a lot of other things. I'm wearing a Ghostbusters the video game T-shirt right now. There are a lot of other Ghostbusters stuff out there. Do you guys have a favorite, part of the franchise that's not this first movie? Do you have a game?
I
Did you love the new movies that are coming out?
I mean, we already did Afterlife for the show, and like it's fine. Like I definitely didn't hate it. Like for a legacy sequel, it's okay. I didn't see Frozen Empire, but I have not heard great things about it.
Not the best, but
Yeah, I really do want to play that.
it's not the worst.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the Ghostbusters video game, but I also want to play the VR game because that looks pretty awesome.
The VR one is pretty interesting. Me and Brandon have played. What's the new one
Spirits
called? here?
Unleashed.
Spirits Unleashed.
Oh
which is
yeah,
an
that's like the
asynchronous-
asymmetrical multiplayer one.
asymmetrical.
It's not a
yes.
great game, but for fans, it's good. It's got good enough graphics,
It's
you
filled
know,
with
and you
Tons of nods to the old games and stuff like that.
and it's made in the new within the new movies. Like the plot and acting and everything is like right in there. It's like a side episode.
Yeah, isn't like Winston in there and stuff? Like
Yes,
yeah.
he's in it. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
But that one is kind of cool
Yeah.
because you form your Ghostbuster team and then you're trying to hunt down somebody that's in there. Game mechanics, that's kind of ho hum.
Yeah, Eric, if you're gonna play a
fun.
video game in the Ghostbusters world, just play the 360 one.
Yeah, I've heard that's
If you even
really.
remastered
I
it,
heard that's
it's not
good.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you play as the fifth Ghostbuster, so
Right.
you're with all four of them, and
Well,
then
they
them
they
rephrasing their
technically
action.
I think they said like Ghostbusters the video game is basically like Ghostbusters 3.
Third movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuz like that
Yeah, it's the
if they would
unofficial.
right, like if they would have made a third, it's a continuation of the
That's good.
story after 2. Yeah.
It's good. It's funny. They're like Peter Van. Obviously, you're asking him much older down the road, and like, he's like doing this for a video game. But like, it's good. It's cool being around those guys.
I feel like I have vague memories of maybe watching the real Ghostbusters when I was a kid, like the cartoon.
Yep.
Uh
That's a good after school.
like very vague memories. I must have been pretty young, but I've heard that's
That was
also
my
good.
jam.
Yeah.
I was really big in the cartoon. Dave, did you watch that show? when you were a kid?
Here and there. Yeah, I watched it.
Oh man, here and there. Oh dude, it was great.
I mean,
Anyways, I I actually learned something recently about the cartoon. You guys want to hear this? This is interesting.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's
absolutely.
there's the cartoon, right? To the movie. What's the movie called, guys? What's it called that we're
Ghostbusters.
talking about? Ghostbusters, right? Ghostbusters. TV show, animated TV show called what?
The real
The real
The
Ghostbusters.
real
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Why? Oh, why did they do that? Because like a week earlier, another cartoon started called Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yes. So
How did somebody
why
else
is
make
that?
another
How can you do
Ghostbusters
that?
cartoon?
How
Yeah,
can
how
you
could
release this
Yeah.
cartoon like 2 years after the movie, right, or something like that, right? And making the actual cartoon because this cartoon that came out before the real Ghostbusters, the animated Ghostbusters, is based on a TV show called The Ghostbusters. And it was from 1975. I think it's only one season, 1975, 1976, something like that. And yeah, it's like a comedy TV show. And
So it
yeah,
has nothing to do with like
called The Ghostbusters. No,
Ghostbusters.
it's just the name. So the cartoon said, "Hey, it was based off of that TV show." So
Okay.
they got to keep that name. But it's just weird because there's the TV show in the 70s called The Ghostbusters. Then you have the hit movie Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Then a cartoon comes out called The Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. And then the actual animated TV show based off the hit movie is called The Real Ghostbusters. And one last
Huh.
thing,
That's
if
funny.
you
Wow.
watch it, they have the 4 characters. There they are. 4 characters. Ray, Egon, Winston, Peter, right? Except Peter, pretty much the same guy. Ray, he's got reddish hair instead of brown. Winston, they got rid of the mustache. And Egon, red glasses, blonde hair.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
So, and that's
Hmm.
people are like, oh, so it's so that you could distinguish them, right? That's why
Yeah.
the Egon thing is because they didn't have the Ramis didn't want to share his
Really?
likeness to the
Likeness?
TV show.
Interesting. Okay.
That doesn't sound like
So that's
something
why they had
Harold
to
would
change
do.
him up. Weird, right?
That is weird. Yeah. Very weird.
And Slimer's like their buddy.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
hmm
Hanging out. He's like the Scooby Doo of the group.
Funny.
He's just like hanging out on the
Pretty
side
much.
and doing stuff.
Yeah.
I
Obviously for the kids.
yeah, I vaguely
Gotta
remember
always
that.
gotta have
That
a
one-
mascot.
Back then though, like that original Ghostbusters game, I thought was still fun. The old NES one. You got the grid and you got to drive to the place. Like it takes a little
Mhm.
bit. Back then when you only had 1 or 2 games, like
I've seen gameplay of that. It does
choice.
not look fun.
I watched the Angry Video Game. Nerd
Yeah, same,
play it and do
same.
an episode, and I'm like,
It is
that does
good.
not look fun at all. Like,
That
kind of
it's
fun to drive around, but
more nostalgic, yes.
I mean, when you're a kid in the 80s and you see a video game of a movie that you absolutely loved, of course you're gonna buy it and play it and tell yourself this is cool,
I don't
even
think
though it's
Angry
really
Video
not.
Nerd- I don't think he
the
knows
Teenage
what
Mutant
he's
Ninja
talking
Turtles video game. Nah, a good game.
about. No, that's good. I like that one
And
too.
all what I wanted the game to be like, and I'm
Jaws, the video game.
oh,
NES?
That
that
one, I
game.
don't know about that.
Yeah, no.
Let's see. I miss those licensed movie games. Even if they're all garbage, sometimes you get some gems coming out of there.
I was just talking to a buddy about this. I know it's a little off, but we were talking about the old games, and I go, man, it was so cool. Well, like exclusives were different back then because you wouldn't have like some exclusives were like Jurassic Park on Super Nintendo would be one way, but then on
Yeah,
Sega it would be totally different.
it's
Mhm.
You
crazy.
know, like that version was exclusive. It was like you both have access to like Aladdin.
And
Super Nintendo was one way, but Sega was another way.
when like
I thought that was
handhelds
cool.
came out, like you would have like I don't know the PlayStation version, and then they did this with like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You'd have the PlayStation version, and then you'd have like the Game Boy Advance version, which is a
Yeah.
completely different. It's like a top-down, version of the game. It's so weird how they used to do that. Like it'll be on one platform, and it's just a completely different game.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, I know that's a tangent, but totally.
No.
Yep.
Things do change.
So yeah,
but
where are you guys with passing on this franchise to your kids? Because my kids have seen this. We've seen all the Ghostbusters. We're big into the Ghostbusters, as far as we can be.
I mean,
Is it something that you guys do with your family?
if I did show my kids, I would probably just show them the original, and then watch the second one. With once I watch the second one for myself because I haven't seen it yet.
I think the second one's even a little tamer than this one. So
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
Where
More
where
Dana and more Peter.
else can they take this franchise? Like they've tried to reboot it. They've done a sequel to the reboot that wasn't super successful. Like,
I mean, I think they gotta. I don't know. I think they gotta be. We always say this about the legacy sequels: truer to the source material.
mhm.
Like Paul Rudd would have been. He's a good like Venkman kind of fill-in, stand-in kind of. Our version of today's
I guess. I thought he was
slapstick.
kind of
Like,
boring. It's just
They're
he just seems
trying
like
to
a
make it
fanboy in the movie.
they're trying to make it too
Which he is.
family friendly with the kids
Yeah.
and like all that. Like the original one, like we said, there's dick jokes, there's fucking, sex jokes, there's all like it's that buddy like PG-13 like style comedy that makes it funny and
Yeah.
like charming. Not like
Y-
I don't know, just like making it appeal to kids,
wanna
which I
make a-
get because they're trying to make it appeal to the next generation or whatever. But
You don't
like,
want to have a kid have a friendly like friendship with another ghost, and then the ghost like betrays her, and like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, that's not what Ghostbusters is about.
No, I
Yeah.
was rolling my eyes so bad in that last movie. I was like, I can't. I walked away. I stopped watching it. I was like, I can't with this one. This one's not good. The Bill Murray is on top of his game by the time he has this movie come out, dude. He is in the early to mid 80s mode, like he is the man. He is like one of the top comedians, right?
mm-hmm.
So, like, let's just not talk about the fact that Bill Murray is part of the reason why this is also successful, and like the new ones just don't have that charm. It's like I enjoy the new Star Wars movies, but like there's no Harrison Ford playing Han Solo, and like Han Solo, like Harrison Ford's performance as Han Solo is, I think, a massive part of the success of Star Wars because he stands out. He's dominates his
Yeah.
scenes. He saves a lot of scenes. And he's got great timing. And what does Bill Murray do with this? We spend more time with him. Give him the love interest because he is so captivating to watch in this role. He is. I mean, it was gonna be John Belushi, but it was Bill Murray, and he just knocked it out of the park. So these movies
Most of his
don't
lines in this
have
movie
this.
are all ad libs. Like,
Yeah.
Are they
I mean,
really?
you could. I feel like
saying
you
that
can tell.
almost none of the screens were filmed as scripted, and pretty much every scene had at least one ad lib in it, and that most of Bill Murray's lines are ad libs in this movie.
So there's just like, all right, and now we're
Just
gonna come out of
let
the
Bill
door.
be Bill.
Captured the ghost. All right, we did it. We conquered. Like that whole.
It's Miller time.
Yeah.
It's great. The one I thought was actually really funny, and this is like a little side scene, but it's when Lewis is having the party in his apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just being like the nerdiest fucking nerd accountant possible.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that whole scene when he's commenting on like the price of salmon and like how he
Yes.
could buy, like, I brought the ibuprofen off the counter, blah 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 blah.
Dude,
It's
I
all
love
one
it.
continue shot, and that was almost entirely improvised by
And Rick
what's his face?
Moranis.
Rick Moranis, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
and that's just like he fits that role so perfectly. And like I don't, he didn't do a ton of movies after this. He probably did a couple Honey I Shrunk the Kids and took off to go take care of his kids. Good for him. But
Yeah.
like that dude is, I don't know, it's just the kind of comedy that guy does. I don't think there's
When he's
it's
banging
just
on
not
the
that
window,
there's not a
he
lot
wants
of
to
that
get in. He's
anymore.
like, help me! He's just screaming, and they're all just like, what? And then the way he like goes against, I don't know, it's just so dramatic. This movie has good body humor. Like,
Yeah,
it's something
physical
that's been
comedy,
lost. I
for
think
sure.
people have talked about this before. Everybody's just kind of like cool and just is like witty in humor these days, right? Like think like that How I Lost Your Mom or How I Met Your Mom show, right? Like Doogie Howser's in that show.
No.
That's the comedy that's dominated for a while. It's just like quick witty humor.
Right.
But this is like loose kind of. I guess when you say that was ad lib, it makes sense. Look at these guys; they're just walking
Yeah,
through the scene
it's
and
more
just
like
like
slapstick.
winging it, and they're just like
Yeah.
they're friends. They all know each other, and they're just
They're having fun.
jumping in and just having fun, and you can feel the creativity. You can see that in some comedies like today, but comedies is like in a lull, I think, these days. But this is just the way they move. Everybody's got a cigarette. Everybody's had a cigarette. All the Ghostbusters smoke cigarettes.
Right.
I didn't know that.
He's always
You know?
ripping heaters.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
I think
everybody's just doing something.
Even at the end of the movie, he's like just gets done busting Gozer, and he's coming out to the crowd. He's just popping in a smoke. Rip that
Yeah.
heater. Rip it.
yeah.
Yep.
Come on.
Well, even when
Funny.
like Peter's like waiting for Dana to come out of her music lesson or whatever she's doing, he's like dancing like with his one foot. He's like he's
Mhm.
mimicking
being a
somebody
weirdo,
like an
yeah.
entertainer. Yeah, but like it's unnecessary. But like he,
But
probably
it
just
feels
did that,
natural, you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't feel
this guy's just
forced.
goofy,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and that's not
Feels
something
like
you
it-
see
it-
in a lot of performances these days. If it's not Jim Carrey, it's like
It's his character. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is just one of those movies where it's like they captured lightning in a bottle with all like everything, you know, with the cast of the time, and like I don't know. It's hard to recapture that
It's true.
magic, you know, that they had
Many
with
have
this
tried.
with this cast. I know, and it has not been successful in the last
No.
couple movies that they've had. So
No,
like
sir.
or
I just don't
knockoffs,
know.
right?
Yeah.
No, there's no other like. There's always like somebody that's like, oh, they did it, so then let's do it too at their own world and
Right.
make their own ghost busting.
Which
thing. But
I
nobody
would
ever-
almost prefer that because, like, when you have the Ghostbusters name attached to something, you have certain expectations, and then
Yes.
when they don't meet those expectations, you're like, okay, this sucks, you know. And it sort of tarnishes the name of the franchise a bit, you know. And I feel like it, I don't know, it just sort of lowers its stock a bit. And I feel like it has been
gotcha.
lowered with the last couple movies. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to like. Should they just put Ghostbusters to bed? Should they keep making video games? Should they make a TV show?
Keep making video games.
Yeah.
I think
please
the
make
video
more
games are fine.
I like them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keep 'em
and,
coming.
and maybe give me another cartoon, like reprise that, and just have fun
animated
with that
series
world.
would be good, I think, because it gets away from that. You could do way more with animated series, obviously, and it just gets away from like these casting roles. Like this is not Bill Murray, this is not Dan Aykroyd. You know, when you shift into animation, it's like okay, you can make these characters whatever they want to be.
To make it anime.
You could make an anime Ghostbuster. Listen,
Ooh.
anime
anything.
Exactly, I'm all for
love that.
it.
I love that.
Just
That's-
fucking sweet ass animation.
That would be sweet if they made a new animated series.
It
'Cause,
would
like,
be so cool.
yeah,
I would love to see that whole. Here's 8 studios, and they each did a skit of their own style.
that would be
Yes.
sweet. Yeah, that'd be
And
awesome.
Set it all
And
in
it's
the
very,
original
yeah, it's
Ghostbusters
very
universe.
Netflix. I know
in
you
the
listen to
style
our
of
podcast.
Ghostbusters.
Do it.
Yep.
And like they
Do it
could
up.
like stuff like they could take it like like Love, Death and Robots or whatever. Where
Yeah.
it's like an anthology thing where one could be like leaning more like into horror, one could be leaning more into like
Right.
comedy. So like they could do different genres within the Ghostbusters universe. That'd be cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
Dave,
What's that?
did you remember Officer Winslow being in this movie?
He's always a cop. He's in every 80s movie as a cop. If you have a black
Dude.
cop in the 80s,
That's true,
you went
that's-
It was
New
Officer
York
Winslow.
City.
Oh,
you
yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, dude! I was like,
I do.
He's in this?
Every time he pops up, though, every time, like, here he is again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on.
Hold on a second. When did Die Hard come out? So this is the first version, right? So he is first a cop
This
in
is
Ghostbusters.
84.
and then Die Hard.
Reginald
comes out-
Val-Johns is his real name. He passed away in 98.
He did. I didn't know that. All right. So
Or
Officer
no.
Winslow.
That was just Family Matters. Sorry.
Wait, he
When did
died in
Family
Family Matters?
No,
Is that
he
how-
didn't die in Family Matters. No, he's still alive, I guess. 72.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. What year did Die Hard come out?
Whoops. I don't know. What am I at?
What?
1980. I'm just saying.
It's
Sorry, it
1988.
was
Is it?
1988. So
Yes,
that's
yes,
4
yes.
years
Okay.
after this.
Okay, wild. So there is, I'm sure somebody's done this fan fiction theory, but you're telling me that Family Matters, Ghostbusters, and Die Hard are all the same universe?
I
Well,
believe it.
His character names are different in Family Matters. Die Hard, his name is Al Powell. I don't know if he actually
You
has
could
a
have
name
made
in
that
this
up.
movie.
You didn't trust this guy.
Yeah.
He's going undercover in Die Hard as
Well,
call me
he's just
Al
like, who am I
Powell.
talking to? You know, he could have given a fake name because he didn't want to risk it.
Sure, if you say so. If you
And then
want
we
to
don't
make
know his name in this.
the Die Hard Ghostbuster verse.
I'd like to believe that they're all in the same. Family
They are.
Matters.
Urkel is in this universe.
Where does Family Matters take place? Isn't that like Chicago or
I
something?
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
Chicago.
well, this was his pre-family days. So like, you know, he's a young street cop, and then he moves to Chicago, starts a family.
After the events of Die Hard.
Exactly.
then
He's
he-
like, I gotta
then he
get
gets-
away from New York City. There's too
I
much shit
killed a
going
man.
on. There's too much shit going on in New York City. I gotta get out of here.
He's seen
I know.
ghosts. He's killed a man. Saw the whole thing from Die Hard. Dude, he couldn't do it.
No.
Yeah. and
Had to get
that's-
away.
Now he's dealing with Steve Urkel.
Original Bill Johnson. It's the Johnson verse.
The
He's got his
Johnson
own little-
verse.
His own little world out there. All right, you guys got anything else you want to hit up on before we close this out? I mean,
I mean, what's left to be
there's-
said?
I
about
know.
this?
There's,
Yeah.
it's a lot of love in the room here.
Definitely.
I can't say a bad word about it. So, all right,
Yeah. End it there.
gone. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break here, and we were gonna come back with, I think, a game of 20 questions. We'll see how the break goes.
You're the
See what-
host. You
what I
tell
come
us.
up with. Yeah, we'll see ya. We'll find out right after this. Pew. And we're back. Thanks for joining us for our gaming portion of our Ghostbusters episode. We're going to play a game of 20 questions. I am going to write these down for you guys to help you keep track.
Movie?
No,
This a movie?
it's a movie. 20 questions. Yep. You guys get to ask 20 questions, yes or no. I will answer them. You get one guess as to what the movie is. If you get it wrong, you are big losers. If you get it right,
No.
you get to go to a graveyard and
Graveyard.
bust some ghosts. I don't know what you're doing there, but
Bustin' makes me feel good.
the ball is now in your court. 20 questions. The court of 20 questions is open.
Ooh.
Does this movie contain ghosts?
There are ghosts in this movie.
All right.
Is this movie a comedy?
I'd say yeah.
Ghost comedy.
I'd say yeah. Uh-huh.
Ghost comedy.
That's two. You got any other guesses?
Ghostbusters 2. No. Is this a sequel? Is this
Is
movie
it-
part of a franchise though?
No.
Is this a movie that was made in the 80s?
Yes, this is an 80s movie.
Dude, I don't know why, but I'm thinking Ghost Dad.
It's Dad. I don't think I've ever seen
Ghost Dad has Bill Cosby.
I don't know if I've ever seen that
Cos.
one. Sounds like
Uh,
a classic.
I don't know.
It's part of a franchise?
Not part of a
No,
franchise.
it's not, right? Yeah.
No, sir.
Ghosts, comedy,
Yeah,
80s.
Um,
Is this movie aimed at kids?
I would say no.
okay. They're like Casper, but I think that's 90s.
Yeah, that's
And
aimed
that
at
is
kids.
definitely aimed at kids.
Probably
I'm
live
gonna give
action.
Is
You
yeah.
guys a difficult one.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's not aimed at kids, not animated. Hmm.
You guys can work your way there. Suss it out.
Brandon's over there. He's going into his mind
into
I'm
palace.
going through all the
coma.
classics, and I'm like, all I'm picking right now is anything like not anything that this is. 80s
It,
comedy.
yeah. Um,
Did I make this too hard? No.
No, we're fine. Is the lead character a male?
Yes.
okay. Would
'Cause
you?
a reboot's part of a franchise, right?
Uh,
I'd say so.
reboot. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What was I gonna ask? Uh, is there more than one like main character? Like, is it like an ensemble cast?
I'd say no.
Okay.
Good question. This movie. You asked if this movie had ghosts in it.
I did ask. Yes, if a
Okay.
ghost.
I just want to make sure it wasn't a ghost. It's ghosts.
Ghosts plural.
Multiple ghosts.
When
and
did
not one ghost. Multiple.
was the Haunted Mansion? That was the 90s, right? I don't know. It had to
I
be
don't know
late,
that.
maybe early 90s, maybe late 80s, but I think it was 90s.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah, that's gotta be. Gotta be. Good, good call.
Could be. Just want you guys to narrow it down a little bit.
Could be.
It's not. Oh no, that's part of a franchise. Beetlejuice.
Oh,
just
yeah,
came
that's
out.
true. Yeah, that is.
It's not a reboot. It's a sequel.
Don't
It's supposed to be
say
a pretty good one too. So.
you said Beetlejuice 3 times already, so you're fucked.
No.
Let's slow down there.
Okay, what about Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that 1990?
That was 90s. Yeah. Yep. Just snuck out of there. And yeah.
What else is What else is of the macabre or whatever? What else would have that?
I know,
ghost in it?
I'm struggling to think. Stuck on like Haunted Mansion. That would have been that's made for kids. And I think that's 90s. But
I'm pretty sure it's 90s too. Man. One person leading this, dealing with ghosts.
one man.
Is the
To rule them all.
Is there a villain that ends up being killed at the end of the movie?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
It's only 8 questions. You guys got a bunch left.
I know.
All right.
I'm just trying to think of anything that it could be, and nothing's like popping into my brain.
That's why I dug deep for this one. I haven't won this game in
Is
a
this
while.
is this
I had a
actor?
feeling I needed.
Has this actor been a lead in other movies?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
All right, here. Yeah. So this is a known.
No. Okay. No, that's also 90s. Also 90s and not a comedy. I was thinking Sixth Sense. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's great for.
I was thinking
not for
about
kids.
that one for this, but yeah.
Oh man.
You know me, I love my through lines.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, I thought it was Beetlejuice, bro.
I know that was a good.
That fit the bill.
That was very good.
Not aimed at kids, I would say. I think it's more mature, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He swears throughout that whole movie.
Did you guys like a
Beetlejuice
hint?
does. No.
Not yet. Not yet.
No sequel. That's what's
Yeah,
weird.
it's not part
It's
of.
a movie.
Wait. Let me say. Was this movie based on? I'll just say based on a book.
I will say yes, comma, loosely. I gave you a double hint there.
So maybe like yeah, like now you got me thinking like Hamlet or something.
Anything
Are there ghosts in Hamlet?
anything that was a
Yeah.
hit in the 80s definitely got a sequel. I mean, Hollywood loves sequels, so it's a known movie, but
And
it's not it's like maybe a cult following.
right, and it's more
Like
comedy.
The Burbs, but The Burbs doesn't have ghosts in it.
The Burbs is a great fucking movie.
It doesn't have yeah, it's not in for kids,
It's
but
just no, it's just great. I do like that one. How about the budget? Would you guys like to know the budget? Budget and box office?
what are you doing over there? No, we don't need to know
Just
that.
trying to help you out here. You guys seem like you're stalling a little bit.
Yeah.
Is this an indie film?
No.
Oh, so it's a big sounds like it was a flop.
Ghosties based
Was it a flop?
sort of based on a book.
Is that a
This movie a
question?
massive flop?
Oh, that's a good
Would you
question.
consider a flop? I would say no. The box office is
I was gonna say
more
if
than
it
triple its budget.
okay, all right, that's definitely a flop
Oh,
then.
so it's a hit.
Hmm.
Loosely based on a source. Based off of a
10, 11,
Loosely
12,
based on
Loosely
a
based
book.
off of I mean it could be like a comic, but probably not in the 80s.
I keep going back to goddamn Clue, man. I just can't get
Clue.
that movie out of my head.
Some bake your noodle here. Yeah, that movie is good too.
Is there lots of action in this movie?
I would say no.
Okay. Thing. Oh, no. What about
Are the ghosts
I was gonna
good?
Like good people.
what about
Are they like instead of haunting them and trying to kill them or whatever? Are they like and being busted by the Ghostbusters? Like, are these in this movie? Are the ghosts actually good? Trying to help the hero.
I'd say yes.
what about Ghost? Patrick Swayze.
Not kids. Wait.
Yeah, it's not a kids movie. Exactly.
I know. I was thinking about Ghost.
Nothing.
Why
I don't think
didn't
anything
the main character?
disqualifies it.
Oh wait, I guess he is the main character. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think anything
This will be question
disqualifies it.
15, by the way.
That's right. Hold on. I thought about it. I'm like, surely it's not that. But now that you're making me,
I mean, is
rethink it.
Ghosts a comedy though? I don't know.
it's pretty funny when Whoopi Goldberg gets in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it?
Is it?
You know?
I haven't seen Ghosts
That-
in a while.
Yeah, only has a couple ghosts, but he is trying to help.
Yeah. One. I mean, he's
There's
one
a
main
bad
lead.
guy, and he gets killed at the end.
Oh, that's
They
right. He
answer
gets
that
carried
question.
away by the
Is there
fucking
a
ghosts.
villain,
Oh, that's
something,
right.
somebody, and that guy gets killed in the window.
Right.
Sugar.
That's right.
Sugar, honey, iced tea.
There's got to be a meta connection here. So, like with Ghostbusters or with one of the actors in Ghostbusters. So, like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, trying to think of what they would have been in. What else they would have been in
Aykroyd didn't
around
really
that time.
do too much acting after like 90s, I feel, but
Unfortunately.
80s
too.
movie that one of them would have been in. They had ghosts in it. That's too soon. It's an 80s movie, and they just
Right.
did Ghostbusters. I can't imagine them being in
Unless it was before Ghostbusters. I can't think of anything.
Bruh. I got nothing.
Make it too tough for you?
Oh.
I may have.
Are we
How about I give you a
anywhere
little-
close on
throwing
the right track at all, or no?
It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Makeup, but lost to the film Beetlejuice.
Okay, so what came out at the same time around Beetlejuice?
Same year.
Other
Late 80s.
with ghosts and comedy.
There's one with Michael J. Frighteners. But that might be early 90s.
Never even heard of that.
We don't know that. Michael J. Fox.
I don't think I've seen that one.
He's a ghost detective.
Oh.
He's a ghost?
No, he's a ghost detective.
Yeah, that's tripping me out.
If you guys haven't seen this movie, I'm going to highly recommend it.
Yeah, maybe we haven't seen this damn movie.
Might be a stumper.
I could have sworn that you guys, I think everybody's had to have seen this movie at least once. Maybe Eric hasn't, which makes me feel bad.
But people
not
know
really.
it though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
even
I
if
guess
I haven't
don't
seen
think I
it.
guess, like,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it made triple its budget. So it's a successful movie.
Made over $100 million.
Something with good makeup. I mean, that's a hint there, but
What could it be?
It's a comedy.
Music by
Danny Elfman. I was gonna say.
Yeah. So it's got to be big if it's
So
got the
Pee-wee
Elfman
Herman.
in it.
He had 3 movies. There's Edward Scissorhands. That doesn't have ghosts in it.
Batman.
Batman. Tales from the Crypt. I don't know. I guess I don't know. What else has Danny Elfman done? Nightmare Before Christmas. Beetlejuice.
I don't know. It's toughy.
Dude, I have no idea, Dave. I have no idea
Came
what
out
this
in
is.
November.
I was gonna say Beetlejuice would have been it if it was not.
Came out November
Sequel.
of 1998 in the lead up to the holiday
19
season.
what?
88.
Oh, 88.
Oh.
I thought you said 98. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
In the lead up to the holiday season.
Lost Boys came around that time. Yeah, vampires in it. I don't know if it has ghosts in it though. That's also like a lot of actors in it. It's not a comedy.
The holiday. You very emphasize that.
Trying to help
Like
you out
Christmas?
Here.
Oh.
Give you a little push.
Christmas Carol? Oh. Yeah.
What do you got?
Christmas Carol, right? Wasn't there Scrooge something? One of those. What was? I don't know if it was called a Christmas Carol, or if it was like Scrooged or something. I don't.
Oh, Scrooged. Hold on a second. Bill Murray. Comedy.
There you go.
Nobody dies at the end.
I mean, there's definitely ghosts in it because Ghosts of Christmas Past.
It's got
all that
ghosts
stuff.
in it. It's full of ghosts. Danny Elfman apparently did the fucking soundtrack for that. That's my guess, dude. That's my guess.
I mean, it has to be.
And I
Dave's given
apologize
us
to anybody
enough
that's listening
hints.
to this. Oh my
Do
god!
you want to whittle it down a little bit?
I mean, it's
Is Bill Murray in this
it?
movie?
Yes, Bill Murray is in this movie.
Yeah, I've seen
Gotta
Scrooge
be.
a billion times. I saw that as a kid. I wasn't even thinking about that because it's Christmas.
It's Scrooged.
It is the 1988 American Christmas black comedy.
I never would have got there
Scrooged.
without the hints.
Nice.
It is Scrooged.
Yeah.
Without the Christmas or the holiday season hint, I never would have got there.
I liked it because it had ghosts and it had Bill Murray in it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a
Yeah.
double.
That was a good
double
pull.
connection to go.
Yeah,
good
that was
pull.
a good one. That's
We
good
were
one.
on
I
the
have
right
seen that
track
one.
with the meta though. Like one of the guys was
Yeah.
in it.
You just need a little push. I'll take that as
yeah,
a
that was a good one.
hypothetical.
That's like half a win. We were handed that on a silver platter.
Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. I'm glad we all
Scrooged. Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that. I
If
feel
you
like
haven't, It's a
Oh,
good
really?
holiday.
I think
Like,
I might have, but maybe not in 20
too scary for
years.
kids, but it's like a you and the wifey kind of want to watch a holiday movie, and
Okay, maybe
It's
I'll.
scary?
Yeah, maybe I'll.
it's got Bill
What's
Murray
Uh,
doing
scary?
Barry. I don't know, just got ghosts in it.
They're like punching him in the face. That they're like goofy.
Yeah, a little bit. They're still ghosts. I
Hmm.
don't know.
All right, whatever.
Kids are scared of
I ain't
ghosts,
afraid of
but
no
Yeah, watch it.
ghosts.
there's no busting, but there are some ghosts. So, all right, Eric, why don't you let us hit the old dusty trail here?
All right. Well,
Head
if
back to
you,
the fire station.
yeah, let's
Mhm.
slide down that pole. If you if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Really, just join our Discord.
Follow us everywhere.
nomadsofantasy.com/discord. We're at the Nomads of Fantasy or at Nomads of Fantasy, pretty much everywhere. YouTube.com/at Nomads of Fantasy. Watch the video versions. Just go to the nomadsoffantasy.com for all your nomad needs. Yeah. So, until next time, as always, safe travel.
There is no Dana. There is only Zool. See how that one comes out in the mic. Boom, shaka, laka.